What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is we talking about Jennie Nguyen from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Now, I had done a whole video that I gotta delete now because as soon as I was getting ready to upload that video, guess what? I saw that she's actually apologized. Now, in the last video, I was saying alleged, and these are allegedly her posts, and maybe she didn't post these. Maybe somebody pulled an okie doke on her, but guess what? She has come out and apologized and said that these were indeed her posts. Now, let me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through what some of these posts actually were that she posted. We're going to talk about it. Let's look at it. Here's an example of one right here. Only make the vaccine in suppository form. I want the Democrats to shove it up their asses. Now listen, this is borderline anti-vax statement, but certainly, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna make this a 3, only because it gets worse. Let's look at the next one. This is from the 2020 election. We know how contentious it was. We don't need to go down that road. But here she posts an article that is inaccurate, stating that there was a software glitch in Michigan and it sent 6,000 of Trump's votes to Biden. This lets you know her mindset, where she's coming from. Let's go. Let's continue. Hundreds of blacks shot and many killed, including children, by other blacks every week. Over 1,000 officers violently injured, some permanently, by rioters. Oh, you mean like the January 6th rioters that killed police, injured some, took an eye out, and some other things that we won't continue to go into? You mean like those rioters, Jenny? Yeah. Anarchists rioting in major cities every night, which has caused billions of dollars of destruction to private and public property. And you still think police officers are the problem? You're an idiot. No, Jenny, you are. Because you don't think that there's a problem and why those people were rioting to begin with. Mind you, these comments, these posts are from 2020. We know what was going on in 2020, y'all. We had the whole Black Lives Matter movement. We had George Floyd. All of that was what was happening, and that is what these posts are in response to. We see you, Jenny. Let's talk about this one. We know what that's a picture of. It's no need to go down that road. This is, you know, cops, lawyers make bombshell claims in George Floyd case. Body cam shows Floyd ingested fatal amounts of drugs before his arrest. He died of an overdose. We know, we absolutely know, we are certain beyond a shadow of a doubt that George Floyd did not die of an overdose. He was murdered. He was lynched on national television in front of the world. And we have a verdict in the trial to prove it so. But again, this lets you know what her mindset is and how she thinks. Let's keep going. I'm sick of people saying cops need more training. You had 18 years to teach your kids it's wrong to loot, steal, set buildings ablaze, block traffic, laser people's eyes, overturn cars, destroy buildings, and attack citizens. Who failed you? Jenny, who failed you? Again, we could take that same post and apply it to the people who were at the Capitol on January the 6th. Who raised them? Now, there were some other posts that I didn't, you know, screen grab. They're all over the internet. You guys can go and find them. I'm sorry. I'll read you this because now this article, I'll read you this article, you guys, right here. Jennie Nguyen is apologizing for sharing offensive and hurtful posts she thought she had already wiped from her social media. Yeah, you thought you had wiped it from your social media. On Wednesday, Facebook post the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City shared in 2020 from her since deleted personal account started going viral on Twitter. In them, she shows support for groups that popped up in opposition to Black Lives Matter, following the police killing of George Floyd in May 2020. One meme read, "If you follow the officer's orders, you won't get shot." Others read, "Blue Lives Matter" and "White Lives Matter." Girl, how stupid are you? You're not even white. You're not white. Oh, God. While others referred to Black Lives Matter, thugs and thug rioters. She also appeared to question the COVID-19 vaccine, which showed support for Donald Trump and criticized Kamala Harris and the Obamas. The posts were mostly meme and article shares with no commentary from Nguyen herself. So, of course, she has issued an apology, and it reads as follows. "I want to acknowledge and apologize for my deleted Facebook post from 2020 that resurfaced today. At the time, I thought I was speaking out against violence, but I have since learned how offensive and hurtful my words were. It's why I deactivated that account more than a year ago and why I continue to try to learn about perspectives different from my own. I regret these posts and I am sincerely sorry for the pain they caused." Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Because let's be clear, this goes deeper than you thought you were speaking up for violence, because there's anti-vax tweets in there. Well, I keep saying tweets, posts in there. There are posts against the Obamas. There was a post in there about Kamala Harris that talked about, it was a picture of Kamala Harris, and I'm paraphrasing you guys, so this is not a direct quote, but it was along the lines of, "This is what happens when you sleep with the right people in power, yada, yada, yada," implying that Kamala Harris basically sold herself to become vice president sold her body to become vice president of the United States. That has nothing to do with protecting, you think you speaking out against violence. What does that have to do with anything? If you follow the police's orders, you won't get shot? Really? What was, tell me, what was Ahmaud Arbery doing? Because I thought he was minding his good business, jogging through a neighborhood that people just didn't want him in. What was he doing that caused him to get killed? I'm just wondering. I just thought I'd ask. Just thought I would ask. So, wow. There's so many different ways I could go with this. But let's be clear. You scrubbed that page because you knew you were going on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. You said you did it more than a year ago. Well, let's do the math, ladies and gentlemen. We are now hitting the tail end of a season on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City that we're on episode 17. Episode 17. We've probably got about 3 more episodes to go that they filmed during the season. So let's just round it up to 20. If you add in 2 more weeks that they took off for Christmas and Thanksgiving, give or take, this is about a 4-month process that we're looking at, right? They started showing new episodes of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City in September, I believe, which means that they filmed it in the months prior to that. If you look at the episodes, it was wintertime. So we know that they filmed this time last year. Now, I know Utah gets a lot more snow than the average bear, but it was around this time last year. Maybe we'll go as late as March. So if you're saying to me that you scrubbed your Facebook page a year ago, that means you only scrubbed your Facebook page because you knew the shit that you said was incendiary and you knew that people were going to have a problem with it. So you scrubbed your page in anticipation of you becoming a housewife and you being on TV, and you didn't want what's happening right now to happen. Ma'am, this has nothing to do with you thinking differently, with you growing, evolving, and understanding the era of your ways. You absolutely are the same Trump-loving, anti-vaxxer racist that you were a year ago. You just didn't want us to find out. So let's be clear, Jenny. They're asking for you to be fired. You know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay if you're never coming back. Because 1, that apology is bullshit. And 2, that apology doesn't even address the biggest problem up there. It wasn't that you were speaking out against violence. It's that some of the things that you posted were racist. Some of the things you posted were anti-vax, and you were posting a lot of information that is not accurate and totally insensitive. Yet, I recall you wanting people to be very sensitive to who you are as a woman of Vietnamese descent. The fact that you posted something that said white lives matter and your ass ain't even white, girl. You know, the old folks, when the old folks don't have nothing else to say, what do the old folks say, y'all? Bless her heart. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.